truly has been an honor and a privilege for me to work with this group along with the CLIA Executive Committee back in the U.S. I really believe that the success for the industry is the fact that we have all of these competitors who are very much competitors, who are willing to come together and certainly demonstrated the ability to put competition aside for the good of the industry as a whole. And I think that everyone came together to address the challenges that we face this year, certainly. I also believe that as we close 2012 and look to the future, 2013 will be seen as a real turning point in the history of the industry. I think it's fair to say that the cruise industry has never been more dynamic, has never been more innovative than it is today, and I think we're all seeing the results of that. Last year, through the studies that we did for 2011, the industry surpassed the 20 million mark of passengers who took a cruise vacation globally. That's an increase of 10% over 2010. And even with the challenges that we've seen this year, we still believe that we will see growth coming for the industry in 2012 and beyond, certainly. Demand has been strong enough that ships have sailed at 102% of capacity, and I think that we have continued to see the industry invest in new growth. To give some perspective to the numbers, since 2000, CLIA member lines have added 157 new ships, 14 new ships in 2012 alone, and by the time we reach 2016, another 20 ships will come our way. As you've heard from Manfredi and from Jacques, and I know as we'll hear from the panel, one of the most significant opportunities for the industry as we look ahead is the continued acceleration and opportunity that the globalization of cruising brings to the industry. Certainly a trend that is driving expansion into new markets and bringing us closer to the millions of potential new passengers. I think a single piece of data that CLIA has sums this up quite well. In the year 2000, only 9% of CLIA's passengers came from outside North America. As of last year, that percentage has tripled to now 31% of cruise passengers being sourced from outside of North America. Just between 2004 and 2011, the number of European cruise passengers more than doubled to nearly 6.1 million. And over the past 5 years here in France, we've seen growth of 13%, which is slightly faster than Europe as a whole. And last year, the French market grew by 14%. So as Europe's fifth largest market, we believe there is more room to grow because in many ways, like most places around the world, the cruise industry is just beginning to penetrate and take full advantage of the potential we have for cruisers. In fact, we have every reason to believe we can continue to see market share rates growing. And I think whether we're in Europe, in North America, as we look around the world, the story is the same. In September, I had the opportunity to attend UBM's Cruise Shipping Asia Conference in Singapore and saw the $350 million state-of-the-art international cruise terminal that was built in Singapore. Singapore expects the number of cruise visitors to reach 1.3 million in 2013, a 30% increase in just 3 years. I think you all know that in China, new home ports are being established at major coastal cities, giving the cruise industry a foothold into a market that experts believe should certainly be as large as North America or Western Europe combined. In Australia, we've seen record growth of 34%, and in Brazil, another emerging market, the number of passengers has grown by 130% in the last 5 years. So clearly the story is that growth and globalization offer tremendous opportunity for the cruise industry. And when I say the cruise industry, not just the cruise line members, but all of the stakeholders that we work with that participate and have a vested interest in the growth and ongoing success of this industry. Now, if you think back even 20 years or 10 years or 5 years ago, the cruise industry today has a much higher global profile. Now, with that success comes some challenges and some increased responsibilities. Today, we face much greater scrutiny from lawmakers, from regulators, and from activists because we are so successful and we've been successful. We are on the map, which means we are also called upon to take a greater leadership role on critical issues, whether that's safety, security, labor, or environment. And I think we would recognize that the events of 2012 have proved now more than ever our industry must truly evolve and accept the responsibilities that come from the success and growth that we will continue to have. As we know, the year began with the Concordia tragedy, which did bring us together to redouble the commitment that the industry has to safety of our passengers and crew members. And as Manfredi mentioned, immediately following, we launched our operational safety review. The industry did take a leadership role, and we have implemented now today 10 policies, 2 new policies that were announced last week that go beyond the existing international regulations and requirements. Working with the colleagues we have in Europe, we've built a new communications network, a transatlantic partnership that enables us to manage the media attention more effectively, to ensure that we balance the coverage for the industry, that we are able to tell our side of the story with facts, and present a unified message on behalf of the entire industry around the world. We've opened these new communication channels also to our own cruise line members, to our sister associations, to our executive partners, to make sure that everyone can be kept informed about the key issues as they arise. And we jumped into social media, like most of you, to allow us to engage with key audiences, in particular the travel agency distribution channel that we rely so heavily upon, to ensure that they too understand the steps and actions and trends for the cruise industry. All of these things that we've put together in 2012 have been important steps, but future progress requires us to deepen this commitment and focus to the vision that we have of one industry, one voice for a unified global cruise industry. In 2012, we have certainly laid down the foundation, and in 2013, we will build upon that. So let's collectively commit ourselves to making 2013 the year when the industry steps up and takes its rightful position as a global leader in the broader travel and tourism industry of which we are part. I am very honored to be here. I have been relatively new to the cruise industry. I'll celebrate my 2-year anniversary in February, and I must say that it is with great pride that I represent the cruise industry here at this event. I want to thank everyone for their support and dedication. I think those in the cruise industry are quite passionate about the work that we do and the belief in what we deliver to our passengers. And I look forward to visiting with many of you that I have not met, and I hope that you all have a very, very productive conference here in Marseille. Merci beaucoup.